Hey everyone, Sycra here, and in this lesson I'm going to be talking about the golden ratio, and golden rectangles, and golden spirals, and a bunch of golden stuff. And I'm doing this tutorial because I was asked by a few people to explain what the golden ratio is, and to be honest, I wasn't entirely sure what it was. So I did some research and I found stuff that explained it like this. And I'm not very good with algebra, so this didn't make a ton of sense to me, but I spent some time just looking at it and okay, I guess it makes sense. So I'm going to explain it. And what is so great about the golden ratio anyway? Well, apparently it's just something that is found in nature a lot, and that is appealing. Some would say the most appealing ratio of something to something else. And it's supposed to be found in architecture a lot, and in art quite a bit too. Now, with the architecture thing, I kind of get it, and I kind of agree, like, yeah, I can see that. But with art, it was a bit sketchy. Like, I would see stuff like this and people would say, well, the Mona Lisa has the golden ratio in it. And then I look at this and it's like, I'm not buying it. Like, this seems kind of like a little bit of BS. So I don't know how much I'd actually use this. In fact, I don't think I would. But this is a tutorial just explaining, how to get those squares. So here's a new document. I'm going to make a new layer, and this is going to be pretty specific to Photoshop, but you can do this in other programs or even by hand if you want. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to start with a square, and to get that you just hold down Shift with your marquee selected in Photoshop, and it will give you a square, and fill that. And now I'm going to duplicate this layer, and you do that with Control J is a shortcut. And I'm going to, so now I have two squares and they're the same size, right? I'm going to change the color of one of them so it's distinguishable. And I'm going to make the bottom square different in size. So I'm going to hit Control T, and that's going to bring up the transform tool. And at the top, you'll see there's a bunch of numbers. Now, under or after W, which is width, right now it's at 100%. I'm going to change that to 161. And this is the proportion, and hit enter. This is a proportion of a golden rectangle. So now if I took this, and let me just get some guides down first. So I'm just made, if you don't have these ruler bars, Control R brings it up. So I'm going to drag out some guides, and like so, and this is just going to help me place things, because this square, when I move it around, it's going to snap to the guides. See, like when it gets close, it kind of snaps to it. If it's not doing that, go to View and make sure Snap is on. And so there we go. So that's it. That's the golden ratio. It's 1 to 1.61. Okay. So this is a golden rectangle because it has that proportion. This is a golden ratio. Now we can get into golden spirals and more golden stuff. Okay, so I'm going to duplicate this again. I'm going to change the color, and I just hit Control U to bring this up, and I don't know, something like that. And now I'm going to make another guide right here. There we go. And I'm going to rotate this. So I hit Control T, and I'm holding down Shift, and that makes it so it rotates, you know, like that, instead of all free, it's restricted. And I'm going to line this up with the edge of the blue rectangle, and I'm holding down Shift and I'm scaling it, and if we did this right, it should be, let's see, on and off, should fit. So basically, if you took this shape, let me make a new layer. No. There we go. If you took this rectangle, let me make it some other color, and you took this purple thing and turned it to the side, it would fit here, like that. So it's maintaining a ratio. So basically, if this is A, the green one, so A and this one is B, A to B is equal to, if this one was C and this one was D, C to D, right? I hope that makes sense. Anyway, okay, and now I'm just going to keep doing the thing I just did. So I'm going to make a guide here. I'm going to duplicate this and, oops, duplicate it first, Control J, Control U, change the color, and rotate it. And so again, all I'm doing is just continuously keeping that ratio. Let me make a guide again. Change the color a bit because it's too similar. And each time I'm just copying it and I'm fitting it into the smaller rectangle. So I'm taking this bigger one and making it into this smaller one. Duplicate again. Let's see, how many do we have? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Let's go to 11, I guess. 10, 11, maybe. Alright, so now we have a bunch of these, and I'm going to create a new layer, and I'm going to change my marquee to the elliptical marquee tool. So now I can make circles. So you'll notice that when I click and drag to make a circle, it starts in like the top corner, or in this case the bottom. Like you can do it from the bottom, but it starts at a corner and then it goes down. If I hold the Alt key, it's going to start from the middle and go out. which is, in this case, it's better. And if I hold down Shift, you get a perfect circle. So if I hold down Alt and Shift, like that, get a perfect circle where I start from the center of the circle. So I'm gonna start from the bottom corner of this point, hold down Alt and Shift, and create a circle. Whoa. And just gonna nudge it a little bit. I'm gonna hit go to Edit Stroke, and 4 pixels is fine. And there we go. So I have a curve going from one corner of the square to this like greenish aqua colored square to the other. And now I'm going to delete all this excess stuff, so I'm gonna select this, hit Shift Control I to select the inverse, and delete. And now I hit Shift Control I again to reselect this selection, and Control J. So now I have 2 layers with this same curve, and I'm going to hit Control T and hold down Shift and rotate it and move it to this side and scale it so it fits in this area, and just do the same thing, rotating and duplicating this curve. And I don't really have to hold down Shift anymore because of the guides kind of leading this. So Control T. And you can see it's kind of forming a spiral. And this spiral is called a golden spiral. Control J, Control T. Zoom in here. And that's pretty much as far as I'm gonna go, because then it's gonna get and I can see this one's a bit off. Some of these are a bit off, so let me fix that. And zoom out. Alright, and that's pretty much how you get a golden spiral. And we can check it because Photoshop has this in the crop tool. You can change the view to golden ratio or golden spiral. So for instance, we can set it to golden ratio and now see if this fits in the golden ratio for the rectangle, which it does. You'll notice, this fits the aqua area, and then there's this fitting in one of the it's not quite a third, but anyway, so there's that. And then golden spiral, Photoshop's versions, it's more exact. So you can see at parts, doing it myself, I was a bit off. But for the most part, it's pretty close to fitting in that. So there's that. And again, what it's used for is nice proportions, and as I said before, I don't really use it. I might, maybe I would use the just a golden ratio. For golden spiral, yeah, I could see using it for design. Let's say I was doing a drawing and I don't know, just for composition, you could have like stuff here and then it would lead your eye to a focal point that's maybe here. And like, yeah, that could work. That's good composition. But like beyond that, I don't know. But anyway, if you just wanted to know how to do this, then that's how you do it. Hoped it helped, and thanks for watching.